Today, we're diving into two major cyber breaches. The first having to do with your health data and social security number. And the second one, guys, this is having to do with over 16 billion with a B passwords that have been leaked. This isn't clickbait. This isn't fear mongering. This is literally what happened recently. I want to dive into exactly what went on, what I am doing about it, and how to protect yourself moving forward. So what I did is I went through a couple websites and I took some notes because the websites are full of ads and those bothered me. The first one having to do with AFLAC's cybersecurity breach. Now, AFLAC is an insurance company, but these hackers, like I'll get to in a moment, are going through all of the different major companies and essentially doing the same thing. So even if you weren't a customer at AFLAC, you are still highly, highly at risk. And the second one, which is huge, which you may have heard of, 16 billion Apple, Facebook, Google, and other passwords have been leaked. So both of these are enormous stories. And in this video, I am going to share exactly what you can do to help yourself and make sure your data does not get out there any more than it needs to. So the first story, let me just dive into this. This is AFLAC's cyber breach exposes customer health data, which is super unfortunate, social security numbers, okay? AFLAC just reported a cybersecurity breach that potentially exposed customer info, including health details, claims, social security numbers, and other personal data. The company disclosed on Friday, this is literally a day ago, that it had identified suspicious activity on its network on June 12th. So this is, again, a few days ago, and stopped it within hours. A spokesperson for AFLAC told Newsweek on Friday that the attack was perpetrated by a highly sophisticated and well-known group that has the insurance industry under siege. This is why it's really important that whether or not you use AFLAC, it doesn't matter, because all of your data will be leaked unless you do certain things to protect it or at least minimize the damage. And I'll get to that in just a second. Thankfully, because of the rapid action of our global security team, no malware or ransomware was deployed and our operations have not been interrupted. Okay, that's very good. AFLAC is the latest U.S. insurance company targeted by a cyber attack. Erie Insurance and Philadelphia Insurance have also reported recent breaches. Experts have warned that Scattered Spider, a hacker group believed to be responsible for a series of recent cyber attacks on both American and British retailers, has shifted its attention to the insurance industry. So that sucks. Basically attacking the insurance industry. And there's a reason, which I'll get to in a moment. It's a honeypot of personal data and information. And again, this story and the next story I'll get to is just really crazy. So the big issue with hacking insurance industries and insurance companies is right here, as they can expose personal data to future phishing or fraud attempts. And I'll talk about more about what we can do to protect ourselves, which ties in directly into the sponsor of the video, which is Aura. So not only does Aura directly address this story from AFLAC and other insurance companies, and also the massive password breach that I'll get to in just a moment, but they even have a password manager and they protect your identity. And they help get your information off of the dark web, which I'll get to. This is one of the major reasons that insurance companies are getting hacked right now. So Aura monitors your identity and personal information. They help with identity theft protection, suspicious transactions alerts, and they even have right here an antivirus, which is really good, and their own password manager, which I'll get to in a moment, is super important, especially if you are somebody that uses the same password for every single different website. Really, really a bad idea, which I'll get to in the next story. So in addition to this AFLAC hack and also future insurance company hacks and breaches, including what recently happened with Coinbase, where pretty much everybody's information got leaked, in my opinion. I have been getting a lot of emails, fake phishing emails. Essentially, if you're in crypto, your information is out there and it's being sold, and it's being essentially, sold to the highest bidder. Your information is being pawned off to whoever wants to buy it. And you've probably experienced that. And again, that is where Aura comes in. Everything from a privacy assistant, and really what I like is their identity theft protection, which monitors your identity, your social security number. Anything having to do with your social security number will come up if it is triggered, or if somebody tries to do something with it. So I just logged into my Aura back office, and you have this on your phone as well. It gives you an overview of the most recent things that happened with your identity. You can add your family members right here as well. This is the most recent information that it's given me. It's removing my information off of different data brokers' websites, guys. This is why it's super important with what I'm talking about with these insurance hacks and also the hacks happening at Facebook and Google. Super interesting. They request and officially complete removals automatically in the background, getting my information off of third-party websites. I don't even know what these websites are, but you can see over the last couple days, they have just been doing things in the background. And I've been using Aura every day for over 2.5 years. And still, my data is being leaked to different websites because of all these hacks. That's why it's super important to have something like Aura running in the background to just protect yourself, have a little bit of extra insurance and assurance that your data is not getting into bad actors' hands. So if you want to check out Aura for yourself, which I highly recommend, they are offering you guys a 14-day free trial with full access to all of the plan features. You can go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen or go to aura.com/Aaron Bennett to give it a try for yourself and try it for 14 days for free. So I highly recommend it if you live in the United States, because that is where it's offered. If you're in crypto, not in crypto, if you're affected by the current hacks, or if you know you'll be affected by future hacks, having this is super important and something that I've been using again for over 2.5 years. So going back to this AFLAC hack, they said that they can't determine the total number of affected users until the investigation is complete. Assume that you've been affected if you are a member of AFLAC. So what was hacked, right? Claims information, health info, social security numbers, and other personal info related to customers, beneficiaries, so that could mean your parents, your kids, employees, agents, and other individuals in the US. That is huge, guys. So basically, the web of this is enormous. It's an enormous web, and this hacker group is just going to continue, which is really unfortunate. This statement added, this attack, like many insurance companies are currently experiencing, was caused again by a sophisticated cybercrime group, and they are going after the insurance industry. So a chief analyst at the Google Threat Intelligence Group said that actors that bear the hallmarks of Scattered Spider are now targeting the insurance industry. They have a habit of working their way through a sector. Insurance companies should be on the lookout for social engineering schemes targeting their call centers. And this is actually what happened with Coinbase a few weeks ago. I made a whole video about that. It was a social engineering scheme that targeted their call centers. I believe somebody who worked for Coinbase got phished or attacked, or maybe they were bribed, and then they let hackers into the database. And that's basically what's happening here. So these insurance companies have tons of data and personal info about people's health records and are lucrative for extortion or dark web sales. And that's exactly, again, what I showed you with Aura. They automatically ask and request to remove your info off the dark web, and they do that without you or me having to do anything. This all happens in the background, which is super cool. So the next story, which you may have heard about because it's huge, 16 billion Apple, Facebook, Google, and other passwords have been leaked. This is a really important story, and I want to cover it for you guys because it could really, really save you. So researchers have just confirmed what could be the largest leak ever, with an almost incredulous 16 billion login credentials, including passwords which have been exposed. It's why Google is telling billions of its users to replace their passwords with a much more secure passkey. It's why the FBI is warning people not to click links in SMS or text messages. It's why stolen passwords are up for sale in their millions on the dark web, again, Aura, to anyone with the very limited amount of cash required to purchase them. So yeah, anybody can just purchase people's passwords. They say this is not just a leak, it's a blueprint for mass exploitation. These credentials, these login credentials, are ground zero for phishing attacks and account takeovers. These aren't just old breaches being recycled, right? So a lot of times when things are hacked, it's like, well, they were already hacked in a previous company or in a previous leak. These are new. They say this is fresh weaponizable intelligence at scale. So these are new passwords that were being leaked or have been leaked. So here they say it's more important than ever for consumers to invest in password management solutions and dark web monitoring tools. Two things that Aura offers with the 14-day free trial if you want to check it out: password management and dark web monitoring tools. The latter, meaning the dark web monitoring tools, can help by alerting users when their passwords have been exposed online, hopefully enabling them to take direct action and update their account logins if the password has been reused across services. So really quick, if you have reused your same password of your family dog for every single thing online, it would be a really, really good idea to upgrade those. And I know how much of a pain in the butt that is, but it's something that you should prioritize. Choose strong and unique passwords and implement multi-factor authentication wherever possible. That would be like using Google Authenticator on your phone. That would be like using a YubiKey passkey. There's a lot. I'll make future videos on that, but just try to upgrade your security. This individual said, I would also suggest that now is the time to start using a password manager and switch to passkeys wherever possible. So passkeys could be your thumbprint, Face ID for Apple, stuff like that. And that's what they talk about here, using things like a face or fingerprint recognition. And there's a lot more I could be talking about to protect yourself, but just to kind of sum it up, assume that every text and email you get is a scam until thoroughly proven otherwise. Assume every phone call you get is a scam, even if it seems reputable. Assume that everyone is trying to scam you unless you can verify it with many people and you are certain that it is not a scam, okay? I know that sounds kind of doom and gloom, but I've been attacked, sometimes successfully attacked, and I've gotten money stolen from me in different ways, especially if you're doing crypto stuff. Man, if you're playing with DeFi wallets and you're trying to do like airdrops, that's a whole different video, but this is just about this data breach. Just assume everything is a scam until proven otherwise. So guys, that is it for the video. This is kind of a sobering video, not that much fun, but if it can help one person, that would be incredible. And I know Aura has helped me a lot. I love when I get notifications sharing that something happened that I should be aware of. So most people wait until it's too late to try to protect themselves. That's why, again, Aura is the sponsor of the video. Check them out, 14 days for free if you live in the US. Scan the QR code somewhere on the screen here, or check out aura.com/Aaron Bennett. Link is below in the video description. I hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.